Hello, Mike Welker, instructional designer and Canvas admin here at NC State with you once again for another CanvasCast, this time talking about, okay, how do we provide discrete little reminder chunks to students in context? It's a long old few weeks away now from the beginning of the semester, and people may not have that rusty, dusty syllabus right at their fingertips in context as they're chugging through the dog days of the semester here. How can we use Canvas to do that? A nifty feature called Pages and the Content Selector are two ways to help remind students of key policies, resources relevant to the work that they're doing while they're looking up the information to do the work. Let's go over and look at that in action. So here I am on my course homepage, not a lot going on here, but where all the magic happens is under the Pages area of my Canvas course site. So if I left click on that, if I haven't gone in here or I haven't set up anything, that won't be very exciting. But to set up a page, I've got this little green plus page button here. I give that a single left click. And like everything else in Canvas, I get a little form saying, okay, what do you want me to do? And here's what I need to know to do that. And what in this case, what I'm going to be looking for is providing just distinct chunks of material, whether that's remedial content, resources, so on and so forth. In this case, let's go with the old trusty dusty late assignment policy. And sure, we've handed that out at the beginning of the semester, but just as both from our side as instructors, a documentation piece to say, hey, I reminded you, you had access to this information, as well as, oh yeah, what is the late assignment policy? I can come in here, go to Pages, plus page, give it a name like that, and then type in or paste in my late assignment policy. There we go. And then say that's all well and good, save and publish, or save, but I like saving a step and just saying save and publish. So now, what's all that bias? That's not too remarkable in themselves, but when are students going to be concerned about that? When they're looking at their assignments and doing their assignments. So let's truck over here, and yep, I've got an assignment hanging out in here. Let's click on that. And here's my directions. All right, very good, very good. But if I want to add to this to say, as a reminder, here's late assignment policy, now I can very easily do that. I can just say the old edit button, or while I'm doing this and setting things up, here's all my directions, and however I want, wherever I think this is relevant down at the end here, then I can drop in a link to the page by this little content selector over here. If I click, and it's just got the links tab by default, so if I click Pages, that's going to expand, and any of my pages I've set up and published, crucial reminder, and published, will be hanging out in there. So if I want to drop in a link to my late assignment policy, I give that a left click, and there we go. And if I save this, then that's all good and exciting. And then when students come to this page, they'll say, oh, this is the work I got to do. And oh, in context, what is the late assignment policy? If I run into problems there, here it is. Wait, there's more. I can also, from that little content selector doodad, you could even set up a page from here by linking to a new page. But let's say I had a file or a resource that I also wanted to drop in here. I can also go down here. Here's a model post. And if I have a file for that, I have a Files tab, and I can click on that. And I've got all sorts of exciting things in there, including a model application post. So if I left click that, there's my little file. I've just put a link in there to that. And if I save that, then as students hit that again in context, and I may have provided this in a hard copy or, Lancey and error saturated with copies of that. But while they're getting ready to do the work, now if they need a reminder, oh yeah, what are these supposed to look like? If I click on that, then they'll have access to be able to open that up. So using Pages, and I can create as many discrete pages as I want. It doesn't even have to be course policy. It could be resources or remediation. If that's something where you say, remember, if you're struggling with this, refer back to chapter 2 or week 2, or here's some extra websites, or here's a custom little Zoom recording. like this one, that I've made explaining this theory in 5 minutes for you to refer back to. I can just drop in a discrete little link for anybody who needs that, creating it in Pages, using my content selector to drop it in.